Welcome or welcome back to my channel. It has been a while. My name is Zay. If you're new here, I am forever grateful for everyone who has stuck around. I know last year I was so incredibly inconsistent. I'm not gonna apologize for it. I'm just gonna say that life was really tough last year and just a lot of stuff happened. I just wasn't reading as much. I wasn't in the mood to create anything. And we are back though. I am back to creating content, uploading every single week. I am really, really excited. And I just wanted to start fresh in 2026. So I just want to say for today's video, it's going to be my January TBR, as the title says. I will have a couple videos to kind of wrap up 2025, and then I'll have some like 2026 five-star predictions and things like that, and 26 books I want to read in 2026, that kind of thing. So just look out for those kind of end of the year videos. I hope everyone's okay that we are in 2026 and we're still talking about 2025 a little bit, but I'm excited. I think that this is going to be a great year, and I think that this is going to be a great year reading wise. I have a new location unlocked, and I just thought we'd be cozy for our first video back, and we just kind of relax. So I miss the books. I love my books being my background, but I kind of like changing it up. Let me know if you guys are liking this, because we could film more videos here. Anyway, so I will get to this, I guess, when I kind of talk about my 2025 reading. And I do want to do a video about this. I want to do more chit-chatty first and foremost before I get into my TBR. Please let me know what kind of videos you guys are into. I love long form content. It's book content specifically. It is my favorite to consume. And I'm just curious as to what you all enjoy watching. Please let me know, because I want to provide that. But one of the things that I would really love to do a video on, again, let me know if you guys are interested in the comments below, is my reading taste and how my reading taste has changed. And I really want to explore other genres this year. And I am not the first person to say that. I've seen so many of my friends on BookTube say it, Bookstagram, Book Talk. Like, I've just seen so many people saying the same thing, and who are specifically romance readers. And there is a reason for that, but I won't get into that in this video. So anyways, I'm excited because I have a really great curated list of different books from different genres, and I'm just super stoked to, you know, start these. Let's get into it. So first and foremost, and I'm not going to share it in this video because I'm not sure if you guys are interested, but I'm not sure how many of you all are on TikTok and you've seen people share their personal curriculums. I definitely have created my personal curriculum for the month of January, and I have my little journal here, my little traveler's journal that I'm going to be doing some things in. But a part of my personal curriculum is I definitely want to read a nonfiction or a self-help book or something like that a month. I'm not really into self-help, but I do have, I've heard good things about this book. And then I also personally have a coworker who recommended this book to me, and I trust her. And so she recommended The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins, and this is a part of my personal curriculum to read. Again, let me know if you guys want to know what my personal curriculum is. If you don't know, it's kind of like, I don't know how to explain this. If you haven't seen this on TikTok, it's where people kind of curate. To me, the way I'm looking at this is I am really looking inward and trying to figure out what I want to get out of each month. And each month for me is themed. Everyone does it differently. And so I'm going to be doing this every single month and coming up with different things different goals and things that I really just want to focus on. And because I'm constantly trying to evolve and grow and just become like the best version of myself and constantly learn. And anyway, this is a part of it to achieve your goals or feel a little happier. The problem isn't you, the problem is the power you give to other people. I just don't know anything about this book, but I'm really intrigued by it. So if you read this, curious to know your thoughts. But my coworker loves this book and personally recommended it to me, and I added it to my curriculum for January. And again, I can share that if you guys are interested in me sharing my personal curriculums. Maybe I can have that kind of be a part of my January TBR. But anyway, a part of my goal for the year is to be more, show my life more, and to just be more open and honest on the internet. Okay, so let's get into new releases. I just have a couple, or actually I have a few. The first is My Husband's Wife by Alice Feeney. She's a very popular thriller author. She's come out, I think she comes out with a new book every single year. I think I've only read one and I really liked it. I need to read more, but this sounds like a good domestic thriller. I don't really know what it's about, but the title gives me domestic suspense, and I love domestic suspense, and I definitely didn't read enough thrillers last year. I think I only read one, and that's unacceptable, so we need to read more because I really do love the genre. And then we have Anatomy of an Alibi by Ashley Elston. Again, I don't know much about this book, but it's available on Libro FM, and Penguin has audio for the audiobook kind of influencer programs I'm a part of. So I did like this other book by this author. It was Something Lie, so I enjoyed that one. Next, we have The Future Saints by Ashley Winstead. Now, this is a book I'm really excited about. I love Ashley Winstead. She wrote one of my favorite thrillers of all time, In My Dreams, I Hold a Knife. I love that book. I actually want to reread it, and I probably will never reread any thriller, but I do want to reread that one. That one is so good. It's perfection to me, in my opinion. But anyways, this one says it's like perfect for fans of Daisy Jones and the Six. Anything kind of like that is going to pique my interest, and also says In 5 Years, which I have not read that book. But it says this is a beautiful, powerful, and transformative new novel about a music executive desperately trying to bring a rock band back from the brink. I like books like this where we're like following a band or characters or something, and there's obviously things going on within the band and things like that, and we're really trying to figure out what's going on, or something big has happened in this band, or people have disbanded, whatever. I'm just very interested in all that. So I don't know, that's all I know about it, but I really enjoy Ashley Winstead's writing. It's been a while since I've read anything by her, so I'm curious to see if I still feel this way about her, but I'm excited, and this is definitely a book I'm really stoked to read. I can't remember all the dates. I forgot to include all these, but all these come out in January. That's it, no romance. As you guys can see, there's no romance books that I'm crazy about reading, and I'm not just gonna add romance books just to add romance books. Like I said, we're gonna be exploring different genres, and there really aren't any romance books. There's just like two. There's definitely more romance that I wanna read, but I'm not including those. Okay, so next I have one. Now next month I want to do like different categories, and my TBRs would be fun, but I just kind of wanted this first one to be really chill and let my mood reader tendencies take over. So I have books I didn't get to read last year. There is a book I wanted to add this category because there's a ton of books that I didn't get to read last year that I really hoped I would get to, but I didn't. And one that was on my 10 before the end list, you can find that on my Bookstagram, is The Book of Azrael by Amber V. Nicole. This is a dark fantasy romance, and I've heard excellent things about this from the fantasy girlies that I trust, and also from my dear friend Christy from Christy Reads a Lot. She really likes this series and enjoys this author. I got this book. There's a graphic audio of it. I love graphic audios. If you aren't into audiobooks, you can't really get yourself into them, I highly recommend a graphic audiobook. I think it'll change the game for you. But I really want to read this. I didn't get to finish it, but I definitely plan on doing so in January. And if not January, then definitely sometime this year. Okay, so next we have The Inheritance by Iana Andrews. Iana Andrews is one of my favorite authors of all time. It's a husband and wife duo. They write urban fantasy romance books. Romance in them are great, but I would consider them there's definitely a lot more to the books than the romance. There's a lot more story and plot, really great character development and growth, and I really enjoy their writing. So this is their newest book. They also have another book coming out. I can't remember when. I want to say it's like early part of the year. But as I said, this one is called The Inheritance, and when I read the premise, it just sounded so interesting, and I cannot wait to read this one. So this says, 10 years ago, interdimensional gates opened all over the world, and monsters spilled out. So as a result of this, some humans gained magical gifts called talents, and the talents go into the gates to get resources to help fight against the monsters. So This is post-apocalyptic, which they mainly write, and I love, they have I can't say they mostly write that, but they have a Kate Daniel series that's post-apocalyptic, and I love that series. It's one of my favorites of all time. So this sounds really great. I cannot wait to read this one. This is like a book they weren't really planning on writing, and then it just kind of happened. So I definitely can't wait to read this, and I read some reviews. It looks like the reviews are really great for fans of Deanna Andrews. So I'm just stoked. Can't wait to get to this one. Okay, one thing I want to do this year, as I said, explore different genres, but I want to read outside of my comfort zone. And I want to start reading historical fiction. Now, I have read historical fiction before. I've read The Unmaking of Jean Morrow. I've read Taylor Jenkins Reid. I think that's about it. I think I read one Amy Harmon book that's considered historical fiction. But those are very much within my comfort zone. So I want to just delve into this. So I hope you guys see more of me reading historical fiction this year. But I'm going to be participating in my friend's book club, Christy and Tori from Novel Life. They have a book club on here for historical fiction host, and it is The Roaring Days of Zora Lily by Noelle Salazar. And listen, I don't really know what this is about. I just saw something about fashion and things, and that intrigues me. I do think I will struggle with historical fictions about wars and things like that. I just don't enjoy reading about those really dark moments in our history. But I'm going to challenge myself, and if there's a book that sounds good, I will. But I definitely want to learn. I think I just want to learn and become knowledgeable and well-read. And that is something that I'm definitely wanting. So I'm excited. I've never even heard of this author, so I'm just excited to give this a try. I also really like the cover. I think the cover is pretty. I love historical romance. Historical romance is, to me, it is the foundation, the backbone of the romance genre, and I'm not reading enough historical romance, and those of us that are included in this, we are not reading historical romance, and I don't want to see historical romances go away. So I want to start reading one historical romance a month. Now, if I read more, that's awesome, but I'm going to be putting one historical romance book on my TBR a month to keep me accountable. So I chose Mine Till Midnight by Lisa Kleypas. This is a part of, I believe it's the Hathaway series. I have all the books on audio. Now, I do know that this first book has been rewritten, and I think the audiobook is different, blah, 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 but I just love listening to historical romance audiobooks. It's just something about it that I just get completely lost in, and I particularly love listening to historical romances on audio. So I do know there's going to be like a little bit of difference. There's some things that have changed and things, but I love Lisa Kleypas. She is one of my favorites. So I do want to read new to me historical romance authors because there's so many. I've only read, like, I could probably count on two hands how many historical romances that I've read. But I did think that I would start with a tried and true and my queen and my favorite, which is Lisa Kleypas. So definitely we'll be exploring new authors and things, but we're going to be starting with my queen because I think that Lisa Kleypas is an incredible author, and I just adore her writing and her writing style. And I don't know if she's still writing. She hasn't come up with a book in a really long time. So I definitely want to dive into her backlist. And I thought that we'd start in a comfort zone because I haven't read historical romance in like a really long time. Okay, then we have just some general fiction, literary fiction, and some of these may cross into other genres. The first one is Wild Dark Shore. And I don't have the full name of the author. This book is by Charlotte McNaghy. I'm sorry, I do not know how to say this author's name, and I don't like to butcher. But this book came out last year, and on Audible, like some of the like keywords it kind of gives is like captivating mystery, unexpected twist, excellent ensemble cast. So this the audiobook has a full cast, which intrigues me. I love a full cast narration. I just think it really like brings a story to life. Anywho, all I know about this book is this story takes place, it says, in a tiny island not far from Antarctica. There's this woman who washes up on shore, and this family, this man and his 3 kids, I think it says, like they take her in and there's something that she's hiding, and then I also think there's something that that man is hiding. I think there's romance in this. I think there's got a little bit of mystery. This just has a little bit of everything, and I just want to see what the hype is about because this has great reviews. I've heard a lot of people that I'm, you know, tuning into on TikTok and things that read the different genres I'm interested in love this book. So I report back and we'll see. Next, we have The Correspondent by Virginia Evans. This is also a book I'm interested in listening to on audiobook because this has a full cast narration. I, again, don't know much about this book, but from what I do know, it's about a woman who is essentially telling her story through letters. So she writes letters to people and things, and I guess that's how we're going to be learning, like reading about her story and having her tell her story. I don't know. That's my interpretation of it. I could be completely wrong. I could be completely off. Who knows? But I think that I'm on the right track. But I'm just stoked for the audiobook because it has like an amazing, like I'm not familiar with any of the narrators, but I just love a full cast. Have helped say this author's name. Loved One by Aisha Mu. Okay, again, I'm sorry. But this is a literary fiction novel, and this is about a woman. I know this book like deeply deals with grief. What attracted me to this book is someone said that this reminded me of an Olivia Dean song, and I love Olivia Dean. She's one of my favorite artists from last year that I discovered, and anything that's gonna make me feel like that. So I found the TikTok that made me interested in this book. So this, a book that sounds like an Olivia Dean song, A Couple Minutes, which I love that song. So someone said, can you like sum it up in a few sentences? Extremely funny, beautiful, and painful in equal parts. Julia's lifelong best friend suddenly dies weeks after they slept together, and now she has to go on a global quest to find the bits he left behind for friends and family, but with his most recent girlfriend. Yeah, that sounds really good. So, and all of these are new to me authors. The last one is by a Black author, so I'm just stoked. Cannot wait to dive into all these different genres and just try out new to me things. So I'm excited. Really grateful that you guys are all with me on this journey, and I just cannot wait to talk all things books and my life with you all. Give me a yellow heart if you watched the entire video. Please let me know below what books you guys are reading next year, and what you guys are going to be reading in January. For watching. Bye.